Hey, since it is the Halloween season, I thought I would share some of the wilder sounds that the violin can make. So let's get started. The first sound is the crunch. Now, this might seem very, very unusual, but I want you to put your bow with the hair on the wood right in the corner. So if you can see what I'm doing, I'm angling it just like so, just on the corner of the violin. Okay. And I'm going to put it with the with the hair touching the wood. Then I'm going to bring my thumb right over the stick. Okay. And I'm slowly going to press very softly the stick of the bow across the hair. Now, when you do this, you kind of want to make a little joke like, I'm feeling really hungry. Or you could even do it kind of like by the side. And you might leave a little bit of rosin, so make sure that you wipe that off of your violin. Obviously, be careful and treat your violin with lots of care. But that's a really fun sound for the season. Okay, next one is a very easy tremolo. Okay, so this is always really fun. You want to put your bow all the way on the tip. Okay, and you can't really see my hand, so I'm going to stand up. Put your hand and your arm is totally straight. Okay, and you're only going to move the bow up and down as fast as you can make. The closer you go to the bridge, the scarier it will sound. Up and down. You could try on any string. Really close to the bridge will sound really scary. Good. And this is a tremolo that you'll be using in the future too. Okay, let's try the next one. Oh, this is great. So with your bow, hold your bow right at a square, okay, your 90-degree. And what you're going to do is you're going to move the bow across the strings, just like this, okay? So you're moving your hand back and forth, and it's creating this little rhythm. Now, you're not pushing down, you're not making a sound. You're just rubbing the bow back and forth like a windshield wiper. Okay, so that's a lot of fun, and you can find some cool rhythms on your own and be really creative with that. Okay, the next one is actually going behind the bridge. We're always told, don't play behind the bridge. Well, now I want you to go there. So obviously explore what it sounds like back here. You would automatically get hired for any horror movie with that one. Okay, and so now here's another sound. Is actually we have little crickets and frogs back here, and they use this a lot in Argentina and in tango. So what I want you to do is you're going to hold your bow. You could hold your bow even with the thumb underneath the frog, okay? And you're going to play over the yarn of the violin. See, so you have this all of this colored yarn here, and you're going to literally go all the way to the frog, and you're going to make a little sound here. there's a little bit of a frog sound for you. And then if you go to the D string, you can probably find more of a cricket sound. I love these. And just to, you can kind of keep them in the environment, maybe hide in a corner and play these sounds. They're very fun. Let's try the next one. Okay. If you tend to be somebody who has more of a moist hand, this will work really great. I want you to put your hand all the way on the back of your violin and squeak down. Unfortunately, I don't have that type of a hand, but this will create a squeak sound. There's some of you out there who can get that. It doesn't work so much for me. Okay, next, I want you to sing into your F holes. Now this is really wonderful, and if you are able to imitate the strings, it will vibrate even more. But this is where you can really get some really fun ghost sounds. Go wild, get very creative with that one. Let's see. With this one, the next one, I actually want you to use your fingers on the strings. And if you are a beginner violin, you can still do this. The trick is that your hand, and preferably you could use any finger, your hand is very, very light. You're not pressing down at all. So you can pick a string, okay, and put any finger, for example, your second finger, and you're just going to move without pushing down. And that you can do on any string. So this is going to sound differently on your G string. Notice that my thumb is completely free. I'm staying right on top of the string. On the D string. And on the E string. Staying extremely, extremely light on that string. And of course, you do have your harmonic notes. So your harmonics are really fun. What you want to do is stretch your third finger, stretch your hand out really wide, and literally you're going to cut the string right in half. So that's about here, okay? About even Steven, distance apart. And right there, the third, you're going to stretch your finger, and without touching, you're going to lay your finger without pushing anything down, without pushing down at all. You're going to play a harmonic note. Okay, and these are very, very fun. If you're more of an advanced player and you've already learned how to play your harmonics and finger, you can get a little bit of this sprung harmonic. So you're starting low, putting your finger down and lifting off. Okay, that's a little bit more for the more advanced player. Don't forget that you always have the wood of the violin to tap onto. Okay, that's always a really fun one. Gliss. So we have our harmonics, but you also can put your finger down and play with the finger all the way down. So this gliss, that's really, really fun. But you do need to put your violin, your finger all the way down to the fingerboard and slide it up and slide it down. Okay, great. So we have the crunch, the cricket, the frog, the scrub, the tremolo, the squeak, the door creak, singing into the F holes, the harmonics, the gliss, tapping on the wood. Oh, yes. And playing right on the bridge. I know we've played in front of the bridge, we played behind the bridge, but have you played on the bridge? So that could be a very scary song. Wonderful. Also, I love knowing that inside of a violin, we do have a little whale. Now, this is more for an advanced player, but you're going to keep one finger on the string and the other finger will be like a harmonic. So it's going to be stretched and above the string without any tension. You can call it a whale or a seagull. So my first finger is the one that's pressed all the way down, and my pressed all the way down. Good. Let's see what we have left. And, with some of the bigger instruments like a bass, you can play on your tailpiece. And to me, this always sounds a little bit like a boat that's in the harbor, right? I'm gonna have to wash that. Just not wash. I'll have to use a dry cloth for that, but that's fine. Another sound that you can explore sometimes with the bigger instruments, this will work better. Here it is. You got to be creative and tell me what you think that sounds like. And the last is um, sometimes even on the chin rest, but I think that might not work so well on violin, but more on a cello and a bass. Well, cello and basses don't have it, so it'd be more on the tailpiece. That is incredible on a double bass, playing on the tailpiece. Oh man, absolutely wonderful. Let's see if there are any left. Yeah, well, if you ever do want to be in a metal band, get really, really familiar with playing very close to the bridge. So you could play your songs very close to the bridge, and it will give this almost metal effect to it. So I really hope you enjoyed learning some of the more scarier sounds on your instrument. And if you do have any rosin left over, please take a dry cloth and clean off your instrument. That's very, very important. So happy Halloween, trick or treat, happy All Saints, happy Castañada, and take care, be safe, happy practicing.